guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope and this is Mission Keto. Today's video is just a recipe video. I am gonna be making a new casserole that I have never made yet, and I thought it would be something that you guys would like to see also. It's cheesy goodness. It's probably really rich, but it's got all those things that we love in a keto casserole. I just did a Google search recently and this one came up and I was like, I am making this for my friends. So I will have it linked down below. It's not my recipe. I wish I was that creative. But before we get started on that, I wanted to say thank you to 2 members that have joined my memberships little area. Hyla from Crafty and Carnivore. Thank you so much. I just wanted to give you a shout out. Hyla's been around for about a year now, and she actually has her own channel as well, showing or documenting her low carb journey and what she's doing. So make sure you check her out. And then Anne joined also. Thank you so much, Anne. Anne came to join the channel after I did my collab with Sincerely Legenia, and she's also an RVer also. So we have lots to talk about. She's been around for a while. She has supported us many times by buying one of the t-shirts that we have sold. So thank you to both of you. If you haven't joined memberships, you might want to check it out because they get to see things a little bit sooner, know things sooner. I spilled a secret. I told them a secret today about an upcoming video. So if you want to be part of that, click the join button down below. It's $2.99 a month. No commitment either. You can cancel the very next day. You know what I mean? It's for fun mostly. I just did one membership for now because I'm getting used to it. I don't want to take on too much, but if this does well, then maybe we'll add different tiers, and you might get more out of it. So, but anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Also, last week was just a whirlwind, and if you're not interested in hearing, my little talk about our week, then you can fast forward. I know, but I know a lot of you guys are interested in Andy and I and what we go through and stuff. We touched on it a little bit last week, but we lost our bearded dragon last Tuesday. It was getting to, we were going to bed, as we always do. We start turning off the lights and stuff, and she's had a light on her, in her, aquarium. And I went to go turn it off, and it was pretty obvious what had happened. I think it was pain-free. She looked like she was sleeping, but there were just a couple of factors that you kind of know. And that put us in, unfortunately, you can't go to bed with her being like that. So we had to get, take care of her at that point. And we buried her with Andy buried her in the backyard, but we put the rest of her freeze-dried crickets in there with her. So hopefully she's happy. She lived a long life. She was with us for a long time. And, we knew it could possibly be coming soon, but you're never ready. And yeah, she wasn't a cuddler or anything, but I miss her. Anyways, so then I had to go into the office to work. And that put me in a big downer. I don't like doing it. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing that I don't like is the drive. It's like an hour, with traffic, an hour and a half. It's just a waste to me. But whatever, it is what it is. And then we had Jordan's bridal shower this weekend, and that was a great time. It was a Friends themed one, and I can't get over this cake. If you guys are interested in a cake, let me know, because I know someone and she did a fantastic job. She's local though. So that's it. So it's just, today's Monday and I just feel like, that big thing is done. So, yeah, we had a bridal shower a little early, but it was catering to one of her besties from Indiana came to visit her this weekend. And it was like, let's get it done so she can be here and she doesn't have to make another trip. So it was a great time. It was a great time. But that is it. So let's get started on the recipe. Let me tell you what it's called. It's called Keto Millionaire Chicken Casserole. I mean, doesn't that sound good? Let me tell you what's in it. Shredded chicken, and I'm going the easy route and doing rotisserie. Heavy whipping cream, sour cream, chicken bouillon, garlic powder, cheese, cottage cheese, pork rinds and Parmesan cheese. So that can be like, that must be like a crispy layer on top. This sounds amazing. All right, so we are over at the stove because we're putting together like a cheese sauce, I guess, which I'm liking that. I'm using these pans again to show you. So far, I'm loving it. So, so far, so good. But the first thing that we have to do is add a few ingredients to the saucepan and have it simmer a little bit. How much? A whole cup of heavy whipping cream. So we've got that. A third of a cup of sour cream. Let me get all this out of here. I just got done with my workout and oh my gosh, it was tough today. This Monday. Oh, not used to that, but it's over. And I got it done. And you know what? I feel better because I did too. I just had to wipe that off. So a third of a cup of the sour cream. And again, I will have this list linked down below. It is available on the internet. So, okay. What else? Some garlic powder. How much garlic powder? Oh, I don't have my teaspoons here, so we're just gonna roll with it there. A little salt and pepper. And it says chicken bouillon powder, but all I have is these cubes, so I'm just gonna use that. I think that'll work just fine. I was thinking I was gonna have to maybe crush it, but I don't think I will now that I know I'm cooking the sauce. So it should start dissolving. Yeah. So we're just gonna stir this up, mix it until it thickens some. It shouldn't take long to thicken because my goodness, it's heavy whipping cream and sour cream. Then we're gonna add, something's on my burner smoking. Then we're gonna add the shredded cheese. Now it called for shredded cheddar jack cheese. I don't have that. I normally like to start a recipe making it the first time, making it how they say, but I just didn't have that with me. So I thought I would put the Swiss and Gruyere in there. That sounds delicious, right? So might bougie it up a little bit. So we're gonna add that until melted and then remove from the heat and let cool and then get everything assembled. So this is really the only thing that takes the most time, unless you're gonna boil the chicken yourself and shred it. You know, that might take a little bit of time, but I eliminated that. I've got a rotisserie chicken that I've already peeled off the bone, took everything off of it. So I will speed up the rest of this part and then take you over to the counter when we're putting it together. All right, so the cheese sauce is done. It's cooling on a different burner. We'll bring that over in just a minute. But next we want to do the topping, which is the pork rinds and the Parmesan cheese. So it just needs, I don't know why I opened it like that. A little bit of a quarter cup of parm and a cup of the pork rinds. Now this is what I get at Publix. It's just pork rinds with like some smoke flavor or something like that. You can make these yourself too. You can just get a bag of pork rinds and stick them in your food processor and it does the same thing. But this is convenient. And being that I mean, I've made it myself, but we don't eat pork rinds really in this house. We're not fans. So it is kind of nicer just to have this. And it just says to, I don't need all of that. Mix this up in a bowl. This is more like a measuring cup, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. Because I'm trying not to dirty a bunch more stuff. I already threw my little blue spatula in the sink and I was so mad, so I had to grab this one. Do you guys ever do that? And I'm like, dang it, I already had one. Okay, I'm gonna pour this over top anyway, so it'll be fine. So next we're going to mix together the shredded chicken. Well, it's really kind of a mixture between shredded and chopped up, but it doesn't matter. Some of these bigger chunks I'm gonna kind of just, if you just smoosh it in your hand, it kind of takes away the big chunks. But as I'm making this, I'm like, you know what would be really good in this? A bag of broccoli. And remember, I got the broccoli from Aldi for 97 cents this past weekend in my grocery haul. I'm like, that actually sounds really good because of this cheesiness and everything, but I'm gonna make it as close to the real thing as I can this first time. I could always do some broccoli on the side too, but this is gonna be really rich. It really is. So we'll see when I do a taste test if we need to add, you know, if adding something would help. Okay, clean off my hands. Next, we're gonna add the cottage cheese, which I find interesting. But you know, cottage cheese is in everything now. Have you seen that all over like TikTok and everything? Cottage cheese is the rage. Let me rinse this. So, hey, I'm here for it. If you don't like cottage cheese, I'm sure you can leave it out too. I don't think it's like the secret ingredient in here, you know, that's gonna make it or break it. I love cottage cheese. Okay, so we're mixing this. And then we're gonna get the cheese sauce, mix that in. And the Swiss and Gruyere really melted nicely too, I must say. I don't know how cool it's supposed to get. They didn't say, just said let it cool. It's okay, Ralph. Look at that non-stick pan though, I gotta say. I love it. If I take really good care of these, then these will last. You know, no metal, no whisk, no wire whisk like I do. That's typically what I do, is I put a wire whisk in there trying to, you know, mix something up. Okay. Interesting with the cottage cheese, but maybe that's what makes it the $1 million, because you know $1 million spaghetti, I think it's got cottage cheese in it. I've done a keto version of the $1 million spaghetti too with like shirataki noodles, and it is delicious. That's probably what this recipe creator was kind of going for. Okay, so it's nicely mixed up. Then we're gonna spread it in a casserole dish. I already did that. See, I didn't want to put it in a bowl and dirty a bowl. We're just gonna mix it in the casserole dish. And then we're gonna sprinkle it with this stuff here. Yeah, I'm gonna dump this in here. There we go. Because I did, I should have mixed it better. But see, we're doing it now. That's a lot of breading though. There's still some cream cheese or cottage cheese left on that, but got a couple clumps of parm, but that's okay. This is a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna use it all. Maybe I will. What's it gonna hurt? Okay. All right, now we're gonna put this in a 350-degree oven. You heard it beep, it's ready to go, and we're gonna cook it for 30 minutes, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, so it came out of the oven. When it was done, I actually put it under the broiler for just a few minutes because the pork rind crumbs did not get brown enough for me. And I feel like I would like to see some cheese browning on top too. So just a side note, but that's what's fun about recipes. You can change it up and make it your own. So I let it cool, and then I have dished out a little bit for myself. I do think a veggie inside would be really good. And I think, honestly, as much as I'm not a really big fan of broccoli, I think that that would be the one. You can't see the cottage cheese either. So that's, you know, if you're not a cottage cheese fan, I think it just kind of melts into it. But let's take a little bite here. And remember, I did change the cheese up. It's not cheddar jack. This was the Swiss and Gruyere. So it'll probably taste a little different if you use cheddar, because those are pretty pungent cheeses, I would say. It's really good. I really like it a lot, actually. Very rich. Just reminds me of like a typical cheesy keto casserole. I like the crunch of the pork rinds and Parmesan cheese on top. That gives it a little kick. But yeah, I like it. I think I would definitely throw in some broccoli in there though. You might have to alter the sauce a little bit though, because if you saw it, it thickened up pretty well. It's thickened up pretty well, so maybe just a little bit. But all in all, I'm happy with it. Very much so. I can't wait to try cheddar too, though. It has a strong taste with the Swiss and Gruyere, but it's good. But yeah, that is it. That is the recipe video for this week. I hope you like it. Let me know if you think you'll try it down below. What would you change? What would you add? But yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for Friday. We have a what I eat in a day video coming up. And yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.